Hey, we are the Teskey Brothers, and you are watching Austin Underground.
Hey guys, it's Madi Gordon from Austin Underground. We're at South by 2018, and today I'm here with the Teskey Brothers. How are you guys doing?
Very good, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Good. I pronounced that right?
Yeah.
You got it.
Right, perfect. I can't pronounce it with an Australian accent, but
Give it a go. Go on.
Teskey.
This is pretty good. This is pretty good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
I'll do my American. Teskey. Yeah, Teskey.
Yeah.
Is that
That's
about right?
such a good. That was very Texan.
Yeah, we are in Texas. There we are. Yeah.
Listening around you kind of inspires. Kind of
That's
pick it
right.
up. You'll
Yeah.
be saying those real hard R's in no time.
Yeah.
Australia.
I'm working on it.
Yeah. And y'all's big over
Y'all,
here.
it's just the best use of contractions I can think of is y'all.
Yeah.
So-
I only think of giving birth when I think of contractions. So yeah. Very good.
Is this you guys first South by?
It is, yeah. Liam's been here as a punter.
But not to play music before. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
So like
it's as
football?
bad this time as it was last time.
In a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah,
It's as
yeah,
mad.
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
rephrase
yeah.
it. It's as mad
mad.
this time as it was last time.
Yeah.
For sure. South by is crazy, absolutely. Is there anyone you guys are very excited to see, or are they showcases you're looking forward to picking up?
Yeah, there is, but it's kind of embarrassing because it's like we've come all the way to Austin to see all these great bands, and I'm excited about seeing someone from Australia. But there's a girl called Stella Donnelly I'm pretty keen to check out, and I don't know who you are.
RVG, Totally Mild.
These are all Australian bands.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marlon Williams,
Marlon
give him a
Williams.
shout out.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. But we give shout outs to our.
Is it Duran Johnson?
Duran Johnson.
We
would be
really want to check that out as
fantastic.
well. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen anything so far?
Just a lot of chaos. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Me too.
And I'll give a shout out to. We just watched a band called Common Hearts, and fantastic soul stuff. Like really, very much just sort of along the lines of what we love and what we love playing. So. Anyone who gets a chance to check them out, that was a fantastic sort of soul band from
Pittsburgh.
Awesome.
Yeah, Pennsylvania. Fantastic.
So, speaking of you guys, like soul sound, all of that, how did you, as people from Australia, get into kind of the blues and Motown that's generally associated with like Midwest America?
Well, we got the internet in Australia like probably about last year, I think.
And
then
before that, it was our parents' record collections that we
yeah,
were listening
yeah.
to. They had a lot of American and English music. So
Yeah, big kind of record collections, but also Melbourne in general. We have a really strong kind of soul and blues scene. So, kind of even growing up, even when we were kids, very much the old sort of blues sort of players, guitar players, and a lot of kind of bigger sort of soul bands. There's a really strong scene for that where we grew up in Melbourne. So there's actually it's almost like a Melbourne soul sound, maybe which is slightly individual from the American kind of soul sound. So there's a lot of bands kind of doing this stuff, and a really strong scene in Melbourne that we love.
That's awesome. Did you guys grow up playing instruments?
Yeah, I think we all grew up, as long as we can remember, we've all been playing something and making noise. And
Yeah, we all, so apart from my brother who's not here with us, Sam Teskey, but these two, we all grew up around the corner from each other. So since we were kids, we've all been kind of playing music together, we call it maybe 10 years of being an official band kind of playing, but before that we were kind of had all sorts of other different groups. And
20 years of best friends.
Yeah.
But you did release your first full album last year. Do you care to talk about that? I know you guys self-produced it in a home studio all by yourself, chose not to do a record company. You want to talk a little about that?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Moving on. No, yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're good at that.
So the record, I guess to not do it through a label or anything like that was sort of out of need as much by sort of choice. It was something that, before this year we've been very much just a local band around Victoria. I've been playing the same gigs for a long time and really playing for the love of it. And this record in particular was just that. It was really, we recorded this record for us. It was music that, we've written and in a style of the music that we love and what we've always done. We wanted to make an old school kind of soul record, basically, and everything down to, I guess there was a bit of a experiment in the recording process as well. So my brother Sam, he's really obsessed with old recording equipment and ribbon microphones, and we recorded this whole album to a 2-inch kind of tape machine from the 70s. So it's we didn't use any computers, and we wanted to kind of make a record that sounded like it was from the era that we love, so the 60s and 70s kind of Stax records and the Muscle Shoals stuff and all the kind of records that we grew up on. So everything about this record was just to kind of get a sort of a feel for that that kind of era, and we really did it for us. So it was to have it kind of got a lot more movement than we ever expected, and that was just really really good luck, and really a really strong scene in Melbourne that's sort of given it a bit of a chance, I guess. So we love playing it, and that's sort of what that album's about.
Yeah, as far as the label thing too, it's like we've got our own studio, and and I guess really we just made it as something to sell at gigs, I guess. It's like our economic model is kind of, we've been living off this for a while, modestly, but we just needed, people would go, have you got a CD? And we're like, oh, not really. So we just made it, and then, just kind of people started listening on a broader, bigger scale than just locally, which is really unbelievable, to be honest. So.
And Spotify's really helped as well.
Yeah, so
coming overseas, we were expecting to play to like 10 people, but then we'd have sold out shows and stuff. So, and that people would say, "Oh, we found you on Spotify." Cool.
So for a record that used no computers and we did it completely analog, it's had a lot of digital movement,
Yeah.
which
You can still hear it online, though. It sounds like a love letter to classic blues.
That's beautiful.
Wow, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I noticed you checking the time there, or are you looking at questions?
Yeah, looking at
Oh,
questions.
sorry. I don't want to
So-
keep you.
No, not at all. I've got a place to be, So, what do you guys draw from that going forward into? I know you guys have released a new single this year. Are you guys using the same kind of process with your, going to 2-inch tapes and doing it all analog, or are you kind of jumping forward, and do you have a label now? What about that?
No, so we're still independent at this point. We're definitely, like a big part of coming here obviously is to sort of garner some relationships in North America and see what we can maybe procure as far as representation in a label. But that's all, it's all up in the air, and that's management's job, We don't worry about any of that. We're musicians, yeah. But I think as far as the production, like we're pretty keen to keep it pretty similar in terms of recording analog, live to tape, live in a room. And it's just the philosophy of all that too is it's just like, if it doesn't sound good in the room, it's not going to sound good, on the recording basically. Like there are ways of recording which you can, achieve certain things, but I think for us it's always going to be a live feel, keep it old school.
And we kind of like the limitations of working like that. If it doesn't sound good then, you don't get a full take, you're like, we'll just do it again,
Yeah. Some people hear about the process, like other singers and stuff, hear that Josh just sings the songs live in the room as we're going, and they're like, what? As in that's one take, and that was the first take, so I think it just keeps it fresh too for us. You could listen to it and go, oh, yeah, maybe that bit could be a little bit better, but it's about the whole rather than just the sort of,
You don't have the opportunity to over-polish it, it keeps that character.
Yeah.
Do you guys record all at one time as a full band, or do you record by instrument?
It depends on the song. Like for a lot of this album, Half Mile Harvest, most of it was just all of us in the room recording at the same time. Some songs required a bit of a different approach, but generally it's me and Liam will always record live together. So drums and bass are always recorded live, so we sort of have to get it right the first time. And then, it just depends on the song. Because Sam, who's not here, he generally does all the engineering and all the technical stuff, so he's a bit sort of, his mind's elsewhere when we're recording, so sometimes he'll sit out and then do his parts later. But generally, for the most part, we try and keep it as live as possible.
Generally, it's always us three in the room, and probably most of the songs, anything that was done completely live, normally Sam is the only one who's maybe not in the room, just because he is twiddling all the knobs and and doing all the
watching the VU meters.
Because we don't have our own sound engineer, we just have a guitarist / sound engineer. Cuts heaps of costs.
Yeah.
So, as having you released a new single, does that mean that there's a full album on the way, or are you guys kind of riding on the tails of Half Mile Harvest for now?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely another album on the way, you know. So we're recording now. We love getting in the studio when we get a chance. We'd love to have it out earlier if it wasn't just for the fact that we've been constantly touring this year. Yes, it's been a really big year of touring and kind of riding off the tails of Half Mile Harvest, and we're kind of still touring that record. But you know, those of the people that have come to the shows that we're sort of playing here. We're playing a lot of new songs. We've got a heap of songs that we're writing. So they're all kind of ready to go. Some of them are recorded, so we can't wait to get into the rest of the new tracks. You know, apart from the ones that are there. But there'll be a couple of new songs coming very soon, and then we'll hopefully have the album. You know, which by the end of the year. But it'll be it's all going to be in a very similar vein to what we've done in the past. So all analog recordings and old school soul. You know.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for taking a part of this crazy day to talk to me. Appreciate it. And
Thanks so much for having us on.
yeah, for sure. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see y'all later.
Thank you.